22 before we stop spending more than we take in, and he's going to make the debt from, at that time was $15 trillion to $24 trillion, okay? And that's conservative? That's what you would do in your house or in your business? That's what you would do if it was your farm? That's what you do with your money? I think not. It's all a lie. It's all phony baloney. It's the Affordable Care Act, right?
Unaffordable Care Act.
Except it's the Unaffordable Care Act. The president says he's all about jobs, right?
Yeah.
How come there's no jobs? Because it's all a lie, right? The president says he's defending the middle class. What's he doing to the middle class?
Destroying it.
He's destroying it. I don't know if many of you, I don't know if you get it up here, but there's a guy out of Pittsburgh named Jim Quinn from the Quinn and Rose Show. He's about 75 years old now, but gosh, he's the smartest guy I know on radio. I mean, this guy, I don't know how he does it, but he always says the liberals, always, get the opposite of what they say they're for. If I'm trying to create jobs, the president says, I'm here to work on jobs, and he said, I get up every morning, the first thing I think about is jobs. You know that the last thing he does is think about jobs. Okay? It's almost surreal to people like us who live in the real world. Okay? I mean, I've been in business for 26 years. I know about credit. I know about credit ratings. And I know that my credit rating is based on not how much I borrow, but how little I borrow. Okay? And then you're going to tell me that they're going to lower our credit rating if we raise the debt ceiling.
Yes.
But they're not going to lower our credit rating if we cut something and don't ask for more money. And you expect me to believe that. But the problem is, most of our fellow citizens do. Most of our fellow citizens can look at Obamacare and here we are, just common sense Americans, right? Just, meeting here, have this meeting, and someone comes in and says, now here's the deal. We're going to cover 30 million more people with health insurance, okay? I'm going to cut your premium by $2,500 per family, right? And you're all going to get better care. That's what he said. That's what he said. And that's what they believed. So, where are we? Where are we? We want to be in a party, except by their own admission, they're not a party. By my running for chairman of the Ohio Republican Party, I got them to admit that they're not a political party. When I looked at Matt Borges in the face and said, Matt, what is your job? He said, my job is to elect John Kasich governor for a second term. That's not a policy, that's not a principle. That's an election campaign. When I said to Bob Bennett that I want you to vote, I want the Central Committee to vote to adopt the Republican Party platform before the election for chairman, he first said that they would. He told Diane Stover that they would. He promised her that they would. And then he said, we can't because it's too controversial. It's the Republican Party national platform. And I can't vote on it because it's too controversial. You know why? Because it says things in there like, we believe in God. It says things in there like English should be the official language of the United States. It says we believe in capitalism. It says we believe in individual freedom and liberty. They can't even take a vote on it, let alone pass the vote. Okay? So we are here, and I made a mistake. Some of you may have seen the video after the run for the chairmanship. There was a video, because the media was all after me. You lost, I got 7 votes or whatever it was, and you lost, and what happens now is there going to be a third party. And I said to them, we'll see, blah, blah, blah. But what I should have said to them is, no, there's going to be a first party because there are no parties today.
That's right.
That's what I should have said to them, because that's the God's honest truth. You think if you're a Democrat in Hamilton County or in Franklin County, that you had anything to say about Ed Fitzgerald being your gubernatorial candidate? Did you get to vote on that? Did anybody get to vote? I think if you took a poll in Hamilton County of who the heck Ed Fitzgerald is, 5% might know who the hell he is.
They don't know who he is.
They don't know who he is. You know why? Because the party doesn't exist. The elites exist who choose who you're going to get to pick. And as I said, you can vote for anyone you want to, as long as the people I tell you to vote for.
Wow.
That's what we're up against. So 4.5 years in, when I thought I was just going to paint the outside of the house, and we had this beautiful mansion, and inside was great, and we were in great shape, and then I opened the door and I found out it was a wreck, and then I found out it was actually a fake house, and then I found out there was no house at all, okay? Then I found out it was a house of prostitution, okay? All right? I find myself in a country that isn't our country. The America that we love doesn't exist. And that's the other thing that happened today that you need to be aware of. Today there were articles in the news about what's going on in Wisconsin. Now, I would assume that a lot of you are familiar with the Tea Party and the IRS and my role in that, okay? That the IRS targeted us to keep us out of the election, okay? And basically intimidate us. I just got another letter from the IRS just a couple days ago, okay? I've been fighting this fight for years. All right? And remember the president? The president stood up and said, I am outraged. I'm outraged by this.
Another lie.
And we're going to have the FBI investigate. Okay? There's not a person in this country that has more documents in their possession than I do on this whole thing.
They called you, didn't they?
And I've never seen an FBI agent, except for in an unmarked car, probably with a camera. Okay? Do you see what's going on here? So what happened in Wisconsin needs to get your attention, because it's frightening to me. Because in Wisconsin, they have a district attorney from Milwaukee who is using some obscure law, right? They cheat. And he basically is subpoenaing all the documents from every group that backed Scott Walker. And they're demanding to know who their donors were, which is flat out illegal. Okay? And folks, listen to what I'm going to say to you. They came into people's homes at 6 o'clock in the morning and took their computers and raided them like they were selling heroin.
That's okay.
Okay? So when I say to you, we're not living in the America that we love, I want you to understand. There's this big debate in our movement about the Article 5 Convention, right? Are you guys onto that? The Article 5 Convention, Convention of States, we're going to do a balanced budget, blah, blah, blah. Okay? And the big argument against it is that if you do an Article 5 Convention, this typical politicians will take it over, it'll become a runaway convention, and they'll take away all our rights. What rights are they going to take away that they haven't taken away? I already have the President of the United States telling me what insurance I can buy. I got the mayor of New York telling me what soda I can drink. I got people trying to take away my guns. Okay? I got this gay agenda that is for one purpose, folks. Do not be fooled. It has nothing to do with gay rights. We have nothing against gays. We believe in the Constitution of the United States. We believe that every person deserves equal treatment under the law, don't we? Okay? They aren't about gay rights. Do you know what percentage of the population is gay? 5%. Guess.
3.2%.
How much?
0.5.
Huh? Yeah, it's actually 2, about the same as Jews. 2%. But there's one in every TV show. There's one in every commercial. Okay? And their rights are being trampled on. Okay? But they're not after gay rights. I went through this. I told you I coached, right? Athletics. Well, some of the things I coached were women's softball and women's basketball at the high school and collegiate level. You think there are any lesbians on the team? Okay, I got news for you. My whole softball team was all lesbians. All right? They're great people. I love those girls. I love them. They are who they are. I respect that. But I don't have to believe in that. They can't force their beliefs on me. We have a thing called religious freedom. We're allowed to believe what we want to believe. What this is about is telling you you don't